let's see now the actual demo of how this all works out in action. And this is the framework that's called the bench. Don't feel intimidated by GitHub interface. I know I was intimidated by it for a very long time, even though I worked for years and years as a product manager. Still could never understand it. Basically what you want is you want to run the node command. Yeah. Obsidian is good in many respects. Obviously there's a lot of nuance. It allows you to open folders as document editing environments. Alright, so welcome to part 2 of this mini trilogy about framework and automation environment, which we initially call the bench, based on Claude Code and GitHub. The first video, which you can watch right here, is all about the conceptual underpinning of it, like how it splits into actions and conversations, and how you can create a persistent context across all of your work, regardless of what kind of automations you work on or what kind of conversations you hold. In this video, we're gonna cover, it's gonna be like a more hands-on demo of how to clone the template repo for the bench, how to install it in your local environment, and how to jumpstart with conversations. Yeah. And the next video is going to be, which you can see the next video right here when we publish it. It's going to be about creating actions, recurring on demand, viewing the actions in the dashboard, and the most important commands. So let's see now the actual demo of how this all works out in action. Hello, I'm Zhenia, I'm a project manager and information designer, and I'm interested in the systems that do not work, specifically technical systems, and specifically for our case right now, it is about how can we bring together all different sorts of tools and frameworks so that they all kind of feed into each other rather than distracting our attention and trying to kind of push us in different directions while we work. Yeah? How do we focus ourselves? And this is the framework that's called the bench. The actual GitHub repo. And I'm going to share the link. I made it public now, so you can freely clone it and make sure. And you can see that this is the first release. Don't feel intimidated by GitHub interface. I know I was intimidated by it for a very long time, even though I worked for years and years as a product manager. Still could never understand it, but now with AI it's a bit easier. So basically what you need to do, you need to go into this green button and clone it, yeah, create a new repository. And I'm gonna call it demo bench for now. I'm gonna I'm gonna create it as a private, create repository. And what's gonna happen is that it's gonna create a copy of everything on your GitHub repo. Yeah, so that's provided you already have the GitHub account and you have the IDE, which is a coding environment, which I found quite useful for this type of work, even though it's not like specifically the development in its form that we are used to. In my case, it's code, VS Code. Yeah. So I'm going to create new window, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clone Git repository, and if I'm lucky, I'm going to have demo bench right here on GitHub, and I'm going to ask me where to put it. I'm going to put it into, for example, here in my folder, and what essentially is going to do, boom, yeah. So now you have your demo bench. So that means it's already up and running. No, to make it completely up and running, you need to run the command. Yes, you open the terminal and you run the setup command. Setup.resation. I think that's how it's run. It's gonna ask you how to call you, because I think that's what it uses for the dashboard. And this is essentially it. Yeah. So now it's up and running. All you need to do, like, you need to go and connect your Claude to it, And actually it's good. Good. Yeah, and just make sure you have this Claude code for VS Code. You want to use that, and then you link. It's actually, if you don't know how to use any of it, this is like an AI chat on the side of it at all times, so you can just ask it. But basically, you need this kind of official extension from Anthropic, and then it's gonna run Claude right here. Yes, I trust. And that's pretty much it. Now, that's all good, and it's installed. The first convo, yeah. Essentially, you wanna ask something to it, and you use this kind of sideways chevron, yeah, for new conversation or for existing one. Like basically every time it is a sideways chevron, I don't know how to call this, but kick start. Please tell me the to-do list once I start my new bench. Basically, when you prefix that with a new name, it's going to create a new conversation. If it's already existing one, it's going to pull the nodes in the existing one. Yeah. So this ideally, in ideal world, I think what it should do, it should create a new conversation, or when you create nodes. Basically, what you want is you want to run the node command. Yeah. Node command is something that would, in an agile world, create a new folder in the canvas and gonna place the existing set of nodes into that conversation. And yes, that's what it in fact does. Yeah, so it has a new conversation called kickstart now, and it's putting the nodes into that conversation. And one good thing about this ID environment is that you can click on things in the file tree, and then it shows you whatever you see, it shows it here. But also one interesting trick is that you can use Obsidian for working with your text and with your nodes. And what you want to do is Obsidian is good in many respects. Obviously, there's a lot of nuance and different use cases of Obsidian, but for our case study, it's good because it allows you to open folders as document editing environments. In this case, we want to choose the demo bench folder, open it, and boom, it has kickstart, it has your node, it has the conversation template right here also, which you can see it uses. So in that sense, Obsidian is very good for editing things, and sometimes it's just easier to read if you prefer that, kind of less technical than this, yeah, because it's all in Markdown format. All right, yeah, so that's a wrap for this part, yeah. So we've covered how to clone your repo, how to install it in your local IDE, and how to start your first conversations, which are going to keep your context persistent from now on. And now get prepared for the third part of this, which you can watch right here. It's going to be all about actions, a dashboard, how to use it and how to run your actions from it, and the most important commands. All right, see you there.